And did we lose Bob?
He forgot to unmute.
Oh, okay, now I'm good.
There he is.
I'm working off my iPad, so it's something new for me here.
Can you hear me,
Whole new
Cathy?
look.
Yep, I hear Cathy.
Okay.
Great. Are we rolling?
Yep, I'm gonna put you big. There we go.
Great. Well, welcome everybody to the call at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I had to take a little nap and I just woke up, so I'm fine. I've got my water and my voice is coming back. So I want to welcome you all to the call tonight. Guests, distributors, friends. It's an exciting time here at the home office and in the field in 2021. So I want to tell you a little bit about our story. And I'm going to keep it short. As we do more of these, you're going to learn a lot of stories of Charlie and I and the flight of Miabella's over the years, and it's pretty exciting. But let's just do an overview because we do have some great speakers tonight. So it's 1988, and I have a business, and Charlie comes in, and I'll let him tell some of that story in a minute. But I got involved, I was a small business owner, and got involved in networking, and fell in love with the industry of meeting people, new people, and watching people make extra money and the options where you can make as much as you want. And I've never heard that in my whole life. I left school in 10th grade to help my family work and make some money. And I was always told you get a job and you make a paycheck. Nobody ever told me that I could get rich or make a lot of money. And it was all based on the efforts of me, on what I wanted to do. And so that was exciting. I fell in love with the industry immediately. And was full-time in 1989. So I've been around here a long time. And in 2001, I was doing a fundraiser. I was doing a fundraiser for my son's basketball. And I had retired from the industry, had some burnout after all those years. So I retired for a little bit and did this candle fundraiser. I'd never burned a candle in the house, nor my wife. And interesting, we sold 1,500 candles. It was a fundraiser for Michael's Inner Youth City Basketball League. And for those of you that are parents, you'll probably know this. I missed a meeting, and the next meeting I went to, I was voted vice president of the league in charge of fundraising. So all these candles arrived at my house because I was a parent who didn't really have a job. I worked from home. I have a little office in the house. And all the candles came here, and I met a candle maker. And he started talking about natural wax and things. And Charlie and I hired him to teach us how to make candles. And he was with us for over 10 years and decided that he had had enough. And in the meantime, had taught my cousin and my son to make candles, and they took over the business. And Carmen hung around for a while, and then he decided to leave. And so it was Charlie and I with Michael and my nephew and my cousin. So it was basically family at that time, making candles and growing the business. And that was 21 years ago, you know, and time has flown in the industry. And our goal was different. We wanted to be, most network companies are company-friendly companies. We wanted to have a distributor-friendly company. So we had to find a way to go out there and be in the marketplace at a suggested retail price, but also offer a great wholesale price. And I think Kim's going to touch on that in a little bit. And offer a great wholesale price, but still be able to pay commissions on levels deep on the efforts of those who are helping us build our brand across the country. And it's kind of like distributors are advertising budget. We say to you, you're the advertising budget. We don't do TV, we don't do radio, we don't do any of that. We give you the opportunity to make as much money as you want. Dream as big as you want. Go for it. And for those people that just want to make that extra car payment or house payment, we have that opportunity, because when you go to your friends, you're not saying, well, I have this candle, but it's $48 because it's a network company. It's legitimately priced. We priced everything after the big Y company. Y'all know who they are. And their candles were 14 and a half ounces. Ours are 16. Ours were natural wax. Theirs weren't. So that was the space we wanted to be in. But yet we took it not to stores, we took it to a network. And so we're excited about where we're at. I said to Kim today, I said, you know, we're like this young growth company right now with 21 years experience on team building and making candles. And we believe we have one, if not the best, one of the best in the world. And so we're excited to be here. We're excited to bring on this team. You know, some of you came from a company that closed down. I can't believe it was a year ago in like 7 days that happened. And we brought on all these new family members. Thank you for believing in us. Like Cathy, who's been here for 100 years with us through thick and thin and good days and bad days. But you know what? We stayed true to ourselves, because for Charlie and I, it's kind of weird to say this. It's not about the money as much as we love what we do. I go to the office at 4 a.m, 7 days a week. Do I have to? Not really, but I love it. I love seeing the emails. Oh my God, I just got involved. Somebody just sent a message. I sold my first 12 candles. I'm so excited. Well, they put some cash in their pocket and their belief level just exploded. And that gives me chills. But the hair in the back of my neck stands up. There's not a lot left, but what's there is standing up. So we're excited to be here, and we're excited to share with you people that are guests on the call today and new distributors on who we are and what we do. You know, Michael is the next generation, and along with Lisa and everybody in the building, they've been with us a long time. At age 70, turning 71, Charlie, he's a lot younger than me. His birthday's coming up too in a couple of weeks. And we'll be here. I'll probably die in that chair at the office. I swear, either that chair or my couch, one of those two. And the next generation is in place already. Michael can do anything in the building, and he'll carry this on because he too grew up in the industry and loved it. And I'll leave you with this last thing. I knew when I started the candle company, and Charlie will tell you, I swear he hung up on me when I told him we were going to do candles, but he denies it to this day, but he thought I was crazy. But the reason that I got so excited was when I brought the candles home for that fundraiser, and Michael and Mia were smelling candles and having fun trying to guess the fragrance, I knew we created a family company. That was going to happen. In all the networks that I was in, my kids were not involved, or my wife. When we went to conventions, it was Charlie and I. With Miabella's, it was the kids getting involved. They knew the fragrances. They knew the fragrances, the notes, the colors. And I knew that it would be a family operation. And when we did our conventions, before the epidemic and all the craziness, people would bring their children to the convention. We encouraged it. If you wanted to bring your kids, there was stuff for them to do. They loved their Miabella shirts. And so it grew into this family business. And it's here for the next 20 or 30 years with Michael down the road. So I'm going to pass that on. I know Charlie has some stuff he wants to talk about, and I'm trying to get my voice from waking up in the nap. I do apologize. But thank you for being on this call today. We really do appreciate your business. And for those that are here as guests, take a good hard look. And if it makes business sense, come and join us. You'll have some fun. Charlie, take it over. Can't hear you, Charlie. Click on your voice. I'll keep going. I'm on a roll now.
You hear me now? How about now?
There you go, buddy.
Well, welcome everybody. Whether you're a guest or a distributor and you're here to look at our opportunity, I'm just gonna. What amazes me, I'm sitting here on a little telephone, sitting in my office, and I'm thinking back to 1988. You know, most of us come into this business because we fall in love with the product, and I'm no different. I fell in love with the product in 1986. I signed up in that company. I used several of their products, and I really loved them. I didn't think anything else would come of that. I had a good job, had a union position. for 16 years, and I really loved the products. And I was cajoled by my sponsor in San Francisco, I had never met, said to me, you got to come out to San Francisco and hang out with us. And oh, by the way, while you're here, I want to take you to a meeting. So I went out to California as a vacation, knowing how much I loved these products. I had never met my sponsor before, and I was going to go out there and hang out with my sponsor. But they wanted to take me to this meeting. It was a company's second convention, very small, few hundred people. And while I was there, one of the speakers got up and talked about the future. And he said, in the future, you're going to have your telephone in your pocket, your computer is going to be in your house, and the distribution of products will be in your hands. And you can run a business nationwide or worldwide from a small office in your home. Technology is going to change and enable the average person to build a business in their home. And I had to make a decision whether that person was telling the truth or was lying to me. And I thought about where we were in 1988. This was all just starting, but it was way, way in the future. And I decided, you know what? I think he's right. I think if there's ever been a chance for the average person to get involved in a business without all the hassles, I couldn't do what Bob did when he had a small business. I wasn't trained for that. I wasn't prepared for that. If that's what it took for me to get in business, I never would have done it. But when I saw the potential for the future with the technology of the 80s about to happen, where your cell phones were as big as a block, that was the new technology, but that was the beginning of where we are today. And when I look at where we are today, we're doing a meeting across two different parts of two countries right now on a little cell phone. And I look at the technology, the amount of workers that we need to do our business today versus the amount of workers we needed when we started this company 20 years ago. It's cut in half because technology is changing everything. We're tapped in. You're tapped in to a major business sitting in your living room right now. And that's what really blows me away, is how far technology is taking our industry. I think that our industry, and in particular direct selling in our industry, is about to become the next big movement, especially with this stay-at-home scenario. I think this movement is going to explode. So once again, 30 years ago, I sat and I looked at the potential for technology making a change in my life. Now I sit here and tell you, technology is going to make a change in all our lives, and this is the time to take advantage of it. I'll pass over to Kim now.
Well, thanks, Charlie. Appreciate it. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, I am just so excited to be with this company. And for those of you, a lot of you probably don't know who I am. My name's Kim Geringer, and I'm the VP of Sales and Marketing for Miabella's. And I get to work remotely. I'm here at my home office in Gilbert, Arizona. As Charlie said, technology, gotta love it, right? So obviously that's one of the things I love about this company is that I'm able to do this and stay at home and still do what I love. So really exciting for me. And I was introduced to Miabella's, well, as Bob said, almost a year ago, after my company I was with for over 20 years closed its doors. And, I'm not going to treat it like it's a bad name. It was Gold Canyon. Most of us know who it was. It was Gold Canyon. And it was a great day in its heyday, but it's no longer here. So the exciting thing for me is, a lot of the leaders on this call, they heard about Miabella's and they got so excited about it. And they were talking to Bob and talking to Charlie. And all of a sudden I'm hearing this buzz. And they're like, you got to find out more about this company. So I did. I mean, Bob and Charlie were kind enough to have a call with me, and we talked a bit, and I got interested. It was like I was in a bad place, like a lot of us were, and I got excited again. And it was more when you heard them talk and about the family feel, and it was like, I just felt like I was home again. I mean, it really just, that's the feeling that I got. And there are so many things about Miabella's that makes them special. I mean, Bob mentioned, just the plan for how you guys get paid. I mean, to make almost 50% on what you sell and still be able to build a team and make money off your team is almost unheard of. It's either one or the other. In most companies, it's 25 to 30%. And if it is a wholesale company, you don't get to build a team. So I mean, that is such a great great thing for you guys. The earning potential is just unbelievable. But like I said, there's so many things to talk about, but tonight, I'm going to focus on what makes Miabella's product so special, because, you got to love the product, right? I mean, that's the way I am. It's like, if I don't love it, I can't promote it. So, I have to love it. I have to believe in it, the product and the company. And I do. But I was skeptic in the beginning. I was a little skeptical because I was used to working with a company that was paraffin wax with, zinc core wicks and a totally different thing. And now there's this company that's palm wax. And I'm like, palm wax, huh? And yeah, we have a cotton wick. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to understand, what's the difference? And that's kind of where I started. I'm like, all right, so what's different? What makes it different? So I started with doing some research about strictly what's paraffin wax. Now, I understand when I was at Gold Canyon, I never had a reason to look it up. That's what we did. Our competition, paraffin wax. There was no reason for me to wonder what makes us special, because we were great. We were doing great. We had great fragrances. But now I'm looking at a company that has a different wax. I have to understand this. So I looked up, and you guys could do this. I Googled it. What is paraffin wax? Paraffin wax is a soft, colorless solid derived from petroleum, coal, or shale oil that consists of a mixture of hydrocarbon molecules containing between 20 and 40 carbon atoms. Between 20 and 40 carbon atoms. Paraffin is the most commonly used wax for candle making. Why I focus on that? Because towards the end with Gold Canyon, we were having some issues with, we'd had fragrances we had for years that people were saying, they don't smell the same. Something's changed. And we couldn't figure out what was changing. And when I saw that, I'm like, that's probably what it was, because every time we'd get wax, it was probably, there's a little bit difference that would change the formula of that candle. So that was kind of eye-opening to me. And the fact that it says, that the wax is very sensitive to the environment. It has a low melting point where it melts in the summer. Hello, Arizona. We had a lot of melting issues in Arizona. But then in the cold, it would pull away, and it would leave that, it would pull away from the glass. So you get that bubbling look with the glass. And also what we called fish eyes when it was humid. So you get the bubbles in the wax with the humidity. So really, if you didn't have a temperature controlled environment, which we did not have, you weren't going to get the best performance and the best appearance. So that's what we were always fighting against with that type of wax. So then, I talked to people about palm wax, did some research on that too. And it's 100% natural palm wax, 100% biodegradable. And this is important. When harvested, it never hurts the palm tree. The palm fruit used to make the palm wax is harvested while the tree continues to grow. It's clean burning. It's long burning. It has a higher melting point. So you don't have that pull away. You don't have that shrinkage that goes on too. It's virtually soot free. It's a beautiful, consistent, crystallized appearance. There's no pull away, little to no maintenance. And really everything I read, it is the wax of the future. And I believe that. So then the other part, and obviously there's way more components to a candle than just the wax and the wicks, but these were the two most important differences that I wanted to understand. So I researched wicks. So about candle wicks, the purpose of a wick is to deliver fuel, wax, to the flame, acting like a fuel pump. So the wick draws liquefied wax up into the flame to burn. The different wick size allows for different amounts of fuel to be drawn into the flame. So too much fuel and the flame will flare and soot, that black soot. Too little fuel and the flame will sputter out. So I looked, okay, so what makes a zinc core wick different? So one of the most popular wicks for container and votive candles is a zinc core wick, and that's what Gold Canyon used in their heritage candles. The zinc core has always offered rigidity in the hot pour process. Remember, soft wax needs a solid core to keep that wick upright so that it doesn't go into the wax. But the downside is that zinc is very prone to mushrooming and carbon deposits. Do you guys remember that? Little black balls on the end of your wicks that would make that black smoke. So it's kind of messy. And then you'd put it in the wax and then you get black and your candle got ugly. So it's high maintenance. You need to trim frequently to prevent those type of deposits. So a little high maintenance. So then cotton as a wick. It says this material has many advantages. It's cheap, readily available, produces a thick, flavorful vapor, and hasn't been shown to be harmful when inhaled in any manner. The extremely high likelihood that it also is safer than alternatives is not a bad bonus either. Good point. So Miabella uses a cotton cord wick. So their wicks use a cotton core material to keep the wick straight or upright while burning. Now, why can they use the cotton core? Because they have a harder wax. So they have the palm wax that's harder, that's the support system of the wick. So they use that so it keeps upright. Their high quality wicks are made from cotton braided fibers to encourage a slow and consistent burn. Self-trimming, so no mushrooming. There are literally hundreds of different styles and sizes of wicks. Ask Mike, he probably has, I can't imagine the inventory that they have out there, I'm sure. The type of wax used in the candle, as well as the candle size, the shape, the color, fragrance materials, all impact wick choices. Selecting the correct wick is critical to making a candle that burns cleanly and properly. So Miabella takes great care in selecting the perfect wick of the proper size, shape, and material to meet the burn requirements of each and every candle that they produce. There really is a science to making the perfect candle. When people say it's easy and they're just going to start making candles, there's way more to it than they think. So some of the things that I learned about this, obviously with the higher melting point and the cotton core wicks, it takes longer for the candle to liquefy and for the fragrance to be released. Remember that fuel that comes up? So you really need to make sure that you're burning your candles for at least 3 to 4 hours until it's completely liquefied. And then guess what? You could blow it out. That took me a long time to get used to because we always had to dip our wicks and trim our wicks. And now we just blow them out. And then the next time you light it, you get even more fragrance because again, now it's fueled, right? That wick is fueled with that wax and you're going to get that fragrance release. Now with the paraffin, you kind of got that instant, but remember it's a softer wax. That's why you would get that immediate burst of fragrance. So that is the big thing. And what I love about Miabella's too, and talking with them is they have the highest percentage of quality fragrance in their candles that meet safety standards. They don't skimp on fragrance where a lot of companies do because that's where a lot of your cost is from, are those fragrance. And it's blended throughout so you experience the same fragrance from top to bottom. So that's key. So really, I know when I was meeting with Cathy earlier, she's like, you just light it and enjoy it, people. It's not that hard. You know, I mean, she couldn't believe all of the training that we had to do just to use our candles. So I think it was a little educational for her too, to understand that, wow, that's a lot of work for a candle. So that's our quick education on that. And I just want to say how honored I am to be part of this community because it really is. It's a family and so many people that I know here too. It's just been, I really am having so much fun. I honestly can't remember the last time I've actually enjoyed my job, and I really do. And as Bob said, this really is a ground floor opportunity with their 21 years experience in the candle making. And Bob and Charlie, they have just been so flexible and open to new ideas to grow their business. And believe me, I have a lot of ideas. I drive them crazy, I am sure. But this year alone, just to give you an example, we've released a new product release strategy, a new rewards plan, a new recognition program, a new quarterly sales incentive. So whether you love to sell, you love to build a team or both, you're going to be recognized and rewarded for your accomplishments. And they've been able already this year to create 3 new fragrances that were inspired by top selling fragrances from our previous candle company, and produce them in the palm wax and they knocked it out of the park. I have one burning right behind me, my favorite pomegranate, and it's phenomenal. They did such a great job with what they're doing. And I know we have more in the works. So I'm really looking forward to that. You know, and really when you think about it, what company would be willing to do that and be so open to just say, okay, you crazy people, you know, what do you got? And they listen. And if it makes sense, they're like, let's try it. You know, they're not afraid to try new things. So that's what's been really, really excited to me because they really do. They want to grow and evolve. And most of all, offer more opportunities for success to all of you. So I'm just so excited about the future of this company. And I hope that you guys are too. I hope we have a lot of guests there that you're getting excited as I am, but I'm even more excited to introduce our next guest. So we have joining us Ruby Director Callie Elder, joining us from Brighton, Colorado. Welcome, Callie. How are you tonight?
I am wonderful. Thank you, Kim, for having me on. And I mean, this is all so exciting, and I'm so excited to be a part of this family. So as Kim said, I am from Colorado. I work remotely too, go figure. But so a little background on me. I have been married I've been with my husband for 27 years. We have 2 adult children and 2 adorable grandsons that are my world. So kind of my story here. I ran a home daycare for 18 years. So I've worked at home for most of my adult life. Had a daycare. I've always loved candles, and I've always burned candles. And especially, you know, as most people have probably figured out over the past year or so, when you work at home all the time, or when you're at home all the time, you need candles for multiple reasons, especially when you got kids and dogs and grandkids and husbands. And so about 6 years ago, I joined Gold Canyon solely for a discount. That's all I wanted. I had no desire. I used to tell people, my first thing was, I don't have time to run a business. And second of all, I'm not a salesperson. And I'm not a salesperson. I don't like salespeople. But what I am is a talker. I love to talk to people, and I love, if there's something that I find that I enjoy, whether it's a movie or a restaurant or a cute pair of jeans, it doesn't matter. When I find something I like, I tell people about it. And so I had joined with Gold Canyon, no intentions of ever doing anything with it. But these candles smelled amazing, and people would come into my home and, what is that smell? And I would tell them, I would talk and say, oh, that's this or that. And next thing I know, my business exploded, and I became a top leader in the company fairly quickly. And I don't want to say that I didn't work at it or I didn't try, because once it started happening, I definitely worked at it. But it made it possible for me to retire from daycare and be able to just run my candle business. So fast forward 5 years with them, and the doors closed a year ago. And when they did, by that time I was taking care of my 2 grandsons full time, and I didn't want to give that up. I didn't want to go back to work and not be able to stay at home with kids, but I wasn't sure that I wanted to go to another candle company. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I tried a couple of other things, but nothing gave me the flame. Nothing lit a fire under me like candles does. And so I tried, but I still want candles in the house. So I went on a hunt. All my friends were at Miabella's, but I was like, I need to look into this myself. So I started looking. I tried every candle I had ever heard of, store-bought companies. I even tried a bunch that I had never heard of, and including Miabella's. I mean, I didn't even know Palm had wax at that point in time. So it was all very new to me. And I tried all these different candles, and the only one I kept coming back to was Miabella's. And I kept talking. I talked to Kim, and I talked to Jody, and I talked to Kylie, and I was like, I just, when I decide to do it, if I decide to do it, I have to know it's because it's the right reasons for me, not just because I'm going where all the cool kids are. So about 6 months into it, so September, I finally decided, you know what, the time has come. It's time for me to join. And I did. And I have not looked back since. Like Kim said, for the first time in a long time, I am excited. I'm having fun. It doesn't feel like work. I mean, I touch my business every day. I work with it every day, but it never feels like work because I'm having so much fun. And I was telling somebody the other day, it's almost like an all-you-can-eat buffet, because you can come in and you can focus on just fundraisers, and that's okay. You can do that. You can focus on just private labels and make 50% and help other people boost their business while boosting your own, and that's okay. You can just work on sales or vendor events, or you can sample a little bit of everything and build a business, and there's no limit to what you can achieve. So I joined, it's been about 5.5 months, not quite 6 months now. And I have promoted to Ruby Director. I have locked arms with some really amazing people, and we're building a team. We're working together, and we're having so much fun. They inspire me, I inspire them. We're working to build something that is so much bigger than just ourselves. And it's something that I get excited about it. I can't, like I said, I like to talk. I have no issues talking to people. And when you feel passionate about something, it makes it really easy to do. And then the recognition and feeling appreciated for the first time in a long time by a company who sees the work that we're putting in and the things that we're doing, and recognizing that, it is just, it's phenomenal. I'm able to contribute to my family's income. I get to share stories and memories and things like that with other people, all while doing something that I feel very passionate about. And it's a family. This is kind of a family you get to choose, not one you're necessarily born into. So makes it even better, because these are the people you want to be around. So if you're on here, jump in, join the family, because my only regret is that I didn't do it sooner.
I know, I wish you'd done it sooner, but I'm just so happy you're here, Callie.
Me too. I love it. And I'm very happy, but I know it was the right time when I did. So
now, have you done any fundraisers? Because you brought up fundraisers, and that I think is so important to people, to be able to help people with whatever causes that are important to them, in their community. Have you had any fundraisers yet in your new business?
I did. So over the holidays, every year, for about the past, probably 5 or 6 years, we did a fundraiser every year for Wreaths Across America, which is, it's an organization that places wreaths on the headstones of veterans at the national cemeteries. And it's something I've been a part of for much longer than that. But that was one of the big things, is people started asking me, how are we going to do our fundraiser? We don't want to fundraise with anything else. We want our candles. And so that was another kind of a selling point. And man, that people were just ecstatic over the difference in the candles. And, for me, it was the clean burn is what sold me through and through. And I almost daily get messages from people about how clean the burn is. But between the fundraising and the private labels, I absolutely love the private label option, and being able to help other people advertise their business while, or celebrate an event, whatever the case may be. And at the same time, I get to share, and it kind of helps me spread my name as well. So there's so many options. I mean, like I said, it's like an all you can eat buffet. Just pick what you want and go with it, and then go back and grab some more when you're done.
Yeah, I know. I told Bob that when I first learned about the custom labels. I'm like, that's a game changer, because we didn't have that. And,
absolutely. And
they really started this. I think Bob, didn't you say that Yankee copied you? That you guys figured it out, and then they started doing it.
They actually started doing the singles, yes.
Yeah, and to me, that is a game changer for you guys as a sales tool. I mean, it's
absolutely,
to go out there and have people advertise their business, or just thank you gifts, or congratulations and graduation, all these different occasions that you guys can do this for. I love that. And the fundraising program too. It's just huge, because, what I love, again, the flexibility is, we have a standard program, top 15 fragrances, but if your organization wants something else, they can do that and still make the same profit, and you still make the same commission. So it's just, I love the flexibility that you guys can have in your business with here too. That was just another one of the pros that was brought for this company. So exciting.
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much, Callie. I appreciate you joining us tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And now I'm excited, because I know Bob mentioned Cathy a few minutes ago. Cathy's been with the company a while. Cathy Mahady, our Sapphire Director, is joining us. Am I saying this? Chanhassen, Minnesota?
Yes, Chanhassen.
All right. From Minnesota. So welcome, Cathy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you inviting me on the call. And as Bob said, I've been with the company since the beginning, since 2003. And it's so funny, when I first started telling my story, it seemed like, I had just begun. Now, 17 years later, I'm still telling my story. And I had to almost prove that to myself. So in my little museum of different candles, I went and got out this one. This was the original label way back when. So see, I've really been there that long. But I was actually on maternity leave. My daughter was born in 2003, and I was needing to make the decision whether I was going to go back to work for the county. I was an employment counselor. My background is kind of teaching, counseling, and she had some anxiety. And I thought, I can't go back to work. I can't do this. I need to stay home. And my sponsor at the time had asked me, well, do you like candles? And I was like, well, yeah, sure. Okay, but do you like candles? I said, I don't know. Can you make money with candles? That's what I want to know. I'm going to quit my full-time job. I need to make money. Can we do that? And she said, okay, let me send you a candle. You try it. You let me know if you like the product. And she sent me the whole candle of the month. So I got a bunch of product. I tried it. I loved it. And I said, I can sell this candle. I can do this. And then she explained the program, that there's this retailing side to it. There's this fundraising, but there's also the recruiting part of it. And recruiting is really kind of where you make the money. So if you're looking for money, then maybe that's what you want to do. And I said, oh no, I can't do that. I don't like to talk. I'm very kind of reserved and quiet. I said, but I can sell this. I can sell this product. So let's do it. And I got into it and customers were loving it. I did the farmers market for many, many years here in Minnesota. Did the fundraising, did shows, people loved it. And it just, the recruiting just kind of fell in my lap. People started asking, how can I get these candles? How can I make some money? And I was like, wow, I better maybe think about how to build a team. How do I do this? And really I needed a mindset reset, because I thought, yes, that recruiting was pushy, demanding, you got to do this. And I knew that I wasn't one of those hyper energetic, get on a stage and go crazy. I'm very quiet, reserved. I thought, I can't do that. And when I realized that it was going to really be no different than my career of teaching, counseling, motivating, inspiring others to be the best that they could be. And once I figured that out, wow, it went off. So it's always kind of been a joke in the company that I did say, I will never recruit. And then for 17 years now, I've been a top recruiter every year. So it's not what you think. It's not hard. And that is the best part. The best part of my job is getting to inspire and help my team. So we're doing a little contest on my team, and all throughout the day, I was getting texts. I just sold 2 candles. I'm like, yay, and then I just signed up a new partner. I'm like, yay. And then, and then at the end of the day, I got another partner said, I sold 24 candles today. And I just got goosebumps. And that's how easy it is. The candle just sells itself. You get somebody excited about the product. And that's the one thing I really like about Sensations, is that our teams can come in with little experience, little confidence, just liking candles, thinking, I'm going to try this. And they sell a few candles, make a little bit of money. And then once they get training and coaching and confidence, and they see others doing it too, they then start to say, well, I want to build a team too. I want a partner. I want my friends to join me. I want to do this as a team. And then I teach them how to do it. And then we teach their friends how to do it. And before you know it, you have a large team and a family. And I do laugh with Bob saying that the events, we invite family. I can remember standing on stage, moderating one of our events. And I think my daughter was like 7 years old, and she's standing right there next to me at part of it. She attended the farmer's market with me, and she'd go and hand out those little samples as a 4 or 5 year old. So it's been a family business within my family, but Sensations has always made us feel like family. And that's something that you just can't find. I did leave for a while and tried some different things, decided that's not where I needed to be. I needed to come back. So I worked full time doing this business, made really good money for many, many years. I did not ever work a job until my daughter turned 14 years old. So I was always here for her. And at that point, things were becoming automated. It didn't take me as long to run my business. She didn't need me anymore. So I did go out and get a job. So currently I do work full time. I'm still raising my daughter. She's now 18. And to think I started when she was born, but she just turned 18 here in January. And so she takes still a lot of my time. College next year might free me up a little bit more, but I'm also now a grandmother of a 2-year-old who I watch on the weekends. So I have a full life. I work full time. I take care of my family. I take care of my grandchildren. but yet I can still build this business. And you can do it fast, like I did it the first time. In about 4 years, I hit, my team was doing like $120,000 a month in wholesale candles. So don't ever let anybody tell you that there's no money to be made with candles. There's money in this business. So you can do it fast, make a lot of money, or this time around, I'm doing it a little slower. I've got other priorities, things that I want to be there for right now. But as I said, my daughter will be going off to college soon. My little 2-year-old granddaughter won't be constantly on the go, and I'll have more time and more energy to put more into my business. But either way, you can build it fast or you can build it slow, but you just got to do it. And if you just keep doing it and you don't give up, I promise you, you will succeed and you will love this business. So that's pretty much my story in a nutshell.
Well, Cathy, I have a photo, and I did send it to you, of in Texas, and your daughter was about 6 or 5 at the time, and we did an interview.
Yes.
I think I just sent you that a couple months ago. So, yeah, we're watching our children grow up in this business, and
Yes. Yes, that's the best part. And, and Kim and I were talking about that I had built a business that if something were to happen to me and I were to leave this world, my business doesn't die with me. I can give that to my family. My daughter can then take over the business that I have built. It is a willable business. So my efforts will go on forever.
Yep. And that's the thing. A lot of companies don't do that. That was another big plus.
Unfortunately, over the years, that has happened about 3 times in our 21 years. That, I'll stop there. But it's been passed on.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Cathy, too, you mentioned about the vendor events and things. That was another thing, Bob, that, you really sell how you want to sell. I mean, if they have a hair salon, they can put it in their hair salon. Little mom and pop shops, they can sell it from there, which we weren't able to do that. We had quite a few restrictions. So it's nice to have that freedom to sell how you want to. And like Cathy said, have that flexibility to adjust your schedule to your life and still be able to make some money. And whether it's a little or a lot, you choose what time you want to put into your business, and your family doesn't have to suffer for it. So I think that's just a huge piece of it, especially Cathy working I say it's full-time, just the weekend job with your granddaughter, but I mean, to do all that and still have success with your business, it's just amazing, and still have a smile on your face, Well,
I think what Charlie said though about technology is really what helps us do that. When we began in 2003, we did not have websites. We didn't have catalogs. We had to buy jars by the case. It was a lot harder back then, and it is not that way. We would go to events and have to bring our laptops that were like this big through the airports. I'm like, getting there so that I had stuff available during that time to still support who wasn't at the event. And now I think we've got, I do my business from this, So seriously, at night, I can sit on the couch with my family and I can answer questions. I can post to social media. It's all in that little thing. I don't need 40 hours a week to do this business.
Yep. I love it.
I'm still trying to figure out my fax machine. How does that paper go in there and come out somewhere else?
Oh, you're too funny. Well, Bob, do you have anything before I tell them what the specials are and all that good stuff? You have anything to wrap it up?
No, we appreciate the business. I say that all the time. Without each and every one of you, there's no us. We're just another candle company that's looking for shelf space out there. And instead, we collectively change people's lives every day. Every day. Cathy just said it. And that's where the message came from, actually, Cathy. It was from somebody, either you sent it to me or one of your team members said, oh my God, I sold like 12 candles, or it was 24.
24 today.
And it's like excited. And I go, okay, you made some money today, but you know what? We changed that person's life today. It upgraded her thinking process, and her self-esteem went up. And it's like, oh my God, I could really do this. This happens every day at the office, and it happens to you guys that are team building or just selling candles. And that's what drives us. That's what drives us every day. That's what drives Michael. My daughter Mia is teaching school down in Philly. The day comes when I leave the planet, the deal is she's got to come back and help her brother. And so they grew up here. They grew up. There's a short video from one of the flings. It's on there, and it's called Mikey and Mia. And I interview my kids at the convention. And it was a moving moment when I asked Mia, so what did you get out of this convention? And y'all can find it if you go to watch us on youtube.com. And it's a bunch of videos from old conventions and things that are out there. And now there'll be new conventions as this thing starts to lighten up, and we'll have some more great videos to do. And so it's this collective family thing that drives Charlie and I, and Michael and I had a big blowout early this morning, but you know what? It was a fun blowout. At the end, we're laughing, and he said to me, I'm putting you and your mother in the same home where Grandpop was. And because my wife lost her phone the other day, we couldn't find it. And then I lost something the other day, and he goes, you're both out of control. I'm getting you rooms at the home where Grandpop was. And so we laugh and joke every day. For me, what better life than I have going to work with my son every day? Now, he'll tell you a different story, and that's fine too. But we love what we do. Without you guys, there is no us. So we appreciate the business, and we're here to always upgrade, and we're not afraid to try different things. And if we fail, we kick ourselves up, we dust ourselves off, and we keep moving forward. So there'll be ups and downs with us in certain things that we do, but we'll clean ourselves off, we'll upgrade it. And it's all about you and your families and changing your lives, because when you change your life, it changes our lives. So thanks. And Kim, I know you got some really neat things to talk about,
yes,
right?
Thanks so much, Bob. I mean, obviously we want to thank everyone for joining us, especially the guests that joined us, because we know your time is valuable. I know it's getting late. Not here, but I know for Bob, it's past his bedtime. But
I'm going right to work.
So for guests, all I need you to do, if you're on here, and I know some people you called in and some people you're online, if you're here, I just need you to comment with your first and last name and your email address. And I'd really like it if you put in there who invited you to this event. And that will get you in a drawing. And if you're on the phone call, I even made a little sign. I don't know if you can see this or not, but you just need to email me. It's kim.geringer@scent-team.com. And again, give me your first and last name and who invited you. And I just need that email by the end of tonight, and we'll put you in a drawing. Now, for every 10 people, we'll do a new drawing. So if we have 20 people, we'll do 2 drawings. And what are we drawing for? We have our fragrance of the month, which is ginger lime. So there's going to be a 16-ounce ginger lime and our melts that come 12 to a bag that we're going to be drawing for. So you send us those, and I'll probably be doing that drawing tomorrow and reaching out to who the winners are. But if you really, you really got moved tonight, which I hope you did, and you're going, this family's just crazy enough that I want to join. We would love to have you, and we do have a special going on right now. For just $99.95, you get 125 Bella Bucks, and you're saying, what are Bella Bucks? Well, that's just product credit. So you get to select any product that you want, and that's a $25 savings. But if you are part of this call and you join by March 15th, we're going to give you additional 25 Bella Bucks. So that's 150 Bella Bucks for just $99.95. So it's a great offer for you guys. And if you're upline, the one who's talking to you is on here, I did a video that makes it very easy for you to join. Okay, so make sure you ask them for that video. It's only about, I think, 8 minutes long, and it walks you exactly step by step what you need to do to join, so that you do all the right stuff and pick the right stuff, because there's a couple little steps in there. It's nothing complicated, but just want you to know that. And so if you've already joined, we could have new people that joined in March. If you joined with the $99.95, just shoot me an email or put it in the comments. I joined with your start date, and if you know your number, give it to me, your ID number, and we'll make sure you get those 25 Bella Bucks, okay? Because we didn't want you to have to wait for this call to join, so we'll make sure that we take care of you there too. I'm making sure I didn't miss anything. Yep, the video. So again, just email me if you're not in this chat. Go ahead and email me. Let me know I joined. Give me your ID, first and last name. And who invited you to this call, because I'm really interested to see everybody that we've had on here. Am I missing anything, Bob? I think that was all of the the information. I'll hold my sign up again too.
I think we're good. I think, and
so
for those people that are looking to join, we do have the other special for the month of March. We have the special for the month of March.
Which one?
The bonus money. I know we have so many.
Oh, for the uplines, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because now if you're an upline on this call, remember you're getting $25 for that, but we're doubling it. So you get $50 cash for anyone who joins, who is part of this call tonight and joins by the 15th. You're getting $50 cash. So if you're someone on here who wants to join and sponsor right away, that's a good deal for you too. So
and a $2,500.
Yeah, we have a pool going on. So that's up to $2,500. The top prize, I forget.
Keeps getting better.
I know. We have a pool. I can't remember what the top. Callie, remember what the top dollar amount is? Was it $1,500? I forget. $1,000. But the top 5 people who sponsor, if you have 5 or more, we have this great cash pool going on too. But our goal is to bring on, our whole theme this month is March to 100. So we're looking to bring in 100 new people this month. And if we hit that goal, we're going to be giving a heck of a lot of cash away. So I'm hoping that you guys are inspired by this, and hopefully you learned something new for people the distributors who are on this call, so that when you're having your conversations with new people, you feel a little more confident in your conversations too. So
we're giving away Charlie's paycheck this month. So that's.
Is he using his checkbook too?
Yeah, we're going to use his checkbook. Exactly.
Kim.
Yeah.
There was a couple of people that were asking for you to hold up your email address again so that they could jot that down.
Okay. Can you see me? Is the camera on me?
Yep. You're good now.
Can you see it all right? All right. Just so you know how to spell it. Because it's a scent-team.com too. Sometimes that throws in. It's Kim.Gehringer.
Raise it up a little higher. Your Miabella's covering it. There you go.
Right there?
Yep.
Okay. I'll leave it there for just a minute. Can everybody see it all right?
Yep, that works.
Yep, we want to get everybody in the drawing, and anyone who wants to join, I want to make sure you get your extra 25 Bella bucks. So free product.
We added it to the chat too, Kim.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jody. Appreciate that. All right. Well, I think that's about everything we have for tonight. I just wanted to thank you guys all again for joining us. This was a lot of fun. My first, opportunity event with Miabella is a lot of fun. We need to do these more often too, which we will plan on that, because I think it gets people excited, and I really do think Miabella's is probably the best kept secret. I had never heard of Miabella's before I joined this company. So, a lot of people don't know about us, so it's up to us to spread the word, and people it's sad if they don't know about us, because I know we missed out on a lot of great candles for a lot of years. So, and great relationships. So thank you again, Bob, for taking a chance with me, and
thank you.
I'm having a great time.
You're the icing on the cake.
Oh, you're so sweet. All right, everybody. Well, you have a great night, and hopefully we'll be talking to you all very soon.